That's okay, guys. Please meet my friend from Poland, Anita, my best friend and partner. We are
Oh,
partnership in English 2 years long. Okay, we
oh,
recorded several videos in every field we could discuss. Okay, even though about politics, but it is forbidden to discuss
About
politics.
almost everything. No
Almost everything,
taboo,
guys.
no
Almost
taboo.
everything. Okay, Anita, please introduce yourself for this handsome guys, as you
Okay.
told Nami. Okay,
Yeah,
you told
absolutely.
Nami.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. But it's nothing wrong with, when you're saying like that, I think it's
mhm.
also. So, hello everyone. How are you today? I think that most of you already know me, so maybe it's not point to introduce myself, but who don't recognize me, I am from Poland,
Mhm.
uh, in particular from Katowice, and I'm a part of membership in Chatbox and of course Tony's meeting as well.
Yeah, and Kangaroo English other group. Okay,
Yeah.
we are waiting for Gampo. And today, guys, we have a beautiful topic from yesterday. I would love to hear from you, David, about the topic from yesterday. We couldn't finish because you was cut by the time limit. Okay, please,
Yes.
David, feel free.
Okay. We are talking about memorization techniques,
Mhm.
especially English words in our
Ask
case.
Anita, please. Ask Anita because she's professional.
Oh,
No,
oh,
no,
nice.
no.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
You're
it.
kidding me.
Oh,
You're kidding me, Tony.
We,
Uh-huh.
Anita, we shared each
As
other.
usual.
I'm not
You're
kidding.
lying as
Uh-huh.
usual.
I'm telling the truth, okay? I'm telling the truth.
We
Okay?
shared each other
I'm joking.
some approaches, and if you have any ideas how to memorize new English words,
Mhm.
you can share us it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I think that the good idea is to come in visualization effects. So
Mhm.
many psychologists and science agreed that uh, feeling is the main idea uh, in learning processes. What I mean? I mean that um, if if we want to learn something well, uh, we must feel it. Um, the more we feel, the more knowledge we have. Mm, uh, but how to feel a abstract thing like a English word, for example. This is not thing what we can touch, which can touch. So in my opinion, images come in here. I mean, we can use visualization. Uh, for example, if we want to learn word like a ring, okay.
Mhm.
Um, the the word that is similar of ring is king. I think we all of us know what is king, and we can create image where the ring and king are together. So, such this technique, we can learn two words, not only one, two
Hmm.
words,
Hmm.
and also we can use image because our eye is better to memorize something because this has a historical reason. Imagine that when a human, when a person saw a tiger, he runs out from this place. So our brain is motivated about visualization. This is fast effects, yes. So this approach is helpful for me, and you can try it in future.
Yeah, okay.
Also, you can saw my posts in Kangaroo English about this. I can write it if you don't mind.
I heard about this technique, guys. Put in words like in similarity, you know. You learn at least 5 words a day. How many words do you learn a day, David? At least 2, 3.
This is a normal, I think. I was trying to learn 10 words per day, but I think this is many words. So like 5, 6. This is a normal case.
This is normal. You're right. Okay, Anita, share your experience with him. Okay.
Okay, so I'm very impressed about, you know, your concept. Maybe it's not yours, but you just highlighted this kind of you know, of issue. So I think it could be interesting, but my experience is a little bit different, because I hate just learning by heart, you know, like, you know, using flashcards or something like that. So I never do it. So I have my method. My method is like that I read or listen a lot, and then when it's appeared repetitively, so I memorize these things more easily, you know. But sometimes I don't know, there are some words, they can't stay on my mind, and they, you know, they blow away, and I don't know why is that. For example, it was in the past one word, maybe it's funny and amused a little bit, because the word is manage, you know, this all of us already known what does it mean, you know. So maybe a couple years ago, I can't, you know, I can't remember this word. What does it mean, you know, manage and manage, because I already knew the word, the word like manager, you know, but it was something different for me. So I should repeat it or read about it or listen to this many times, and then I recognize it as a proper meaning, you know. So it's my kind of, you know, of memorizing things. But you are right, I agree absolutely with you when you told that to link our feelings to the vocabulary or sentences, you know. Because I experienced something like that, because I had a friend from UK, and sometimes it happened that he said only the sentence, the particular sentence, only once, you know, just once, and I already remembered, you know. And sometimes I can read or I can listen or whatever, you know, and hear many times, and I still don't know what is it about, you know. So it was just one, you know, only once, and I will remember, you know. Why is that? I think that it's linked to the feelings, you know, because something was like, that's why maybe we as a kids, you know, we learning our native language so easily, because parents talk to us, you know, like humans, you know, real life people, you know. And I think it helps, because it's we are concentrated on communication, you know, comprehension, and we desperately want to you know, to communicate with others. We want to express ourselves. We want something, you know. I remember my daughter, she was about maybe 9 months, you know, and she wanted desperately something I hold in my hand. So So she said she can't express in a good way. So she said something like that, because my daughter's name is Anja. Anja has, you know. So she already told me that she already has this thing, but actually she didn't, you know. So she expressed that she desperately wanted these things, you know. Yeah. And I remember this fact. I think I will remember forever, because it's so, you know, it creates a lot of warm feelings with me.
You see, guys, we have several topics, points of view. Everyone learns different from others. For example, I like to read and listening. Every day I learn something new, as I told you already, by listening and reading. Reading everything you can. And suddenly, guys, could happen too. You are talking to someone, sometimes you forget to spell a word. So I change the whole sense to avoid it. This is normal, okay? To forgetting about the word you use it in your daily conversation. Okay, Sunil, it's your point now, please.
Yeah, okay, like my point would be kind of similar with David, because before this meeting, I was talking to David through Messenger chat,
Okay.
and we were discussing the same thing. Like when you notice a new word while reading something or while watching something, like I don't know about like how to like repeat that word while reading, but when you are watching something specifically, like the way that particular character is pronouncing that particular word, first thing you can do, like you can repeat it twice or thrice. You can mimic that word. And once you finish doing that, you can write down that and try to make sentences with them. Try to create picture with them. Like, and sentences means like not like from any kind of book or from any sort of like internet sources. Like try to make sentences which are pretty much real. What kind of things you are currently doing. Like Tony, I told you in our previous meetings, like nowadays I'm learning few idioms. I told you like one of my friend from USA, she taught me few idioms. Like for an example, like cold feet. So I was making sentences with them, like with that idiom today. So right now I've just finished my final exams. So I made a sentence for an example. Before going to exam, don't get cold feet. Pull yourself together and stay calm. So when I make this sort of sentence, which are pretty much related to me and the kind of things which I do usually in my day-to-day life, so that is more memorable than anything. And after that, when you have opportunity to speak with someone, when you opportunity to talk, try to put that vocabulary or try to put that particular word into your conversation while you are using it. And the second thing is like, it's been like quite a long time we have been practicing. And I have heard many people, they are using many different vocabularies than me. Every single person has a different something. So when I listen to different people, I usually get too many different things from them as well.
Yeah.
And when I listen to people, it is more easy for me to grab that vocabulary into my memory and I can memorize them for a long time.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
For me, the simple process is just try to make sentences with them when you are new with that word. And when you get a chance to speak with someone, try to put that word into conversation. And after doing that twice or thrice, that word probably stick to your mind and you won't forget that for a long time. And it will be stay with you and you can use it whenever and wherever you want. So this is my opinion about it.
Well said. I agree with you.
Nazmul,
please.
Sometimes do the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Already my all opinions said Anita and Sunil. However, I add something with you guys. That's already I said in the yesterday meeting or last meeting. using in the shadow, or like that nowadays I'm very fascinated to listen in the podcast. When I listen in podcast, that times I learn in some words, phrasal verbs, adverb, adjectives, in natural English, in natural expression. So I think listening podcasts helps us in different ways in speaking, writing, and vocabulary. In 3 phases, listening podcast helps us. I think so, in my opinion. Today I listened to podcast that the whole 30 minutes in word by word is new for me, and all word is the synonym. So that's the difference. We are today. I was amazing when I listening it. So I think so. When you are in just traveling, walking, running, or just traveling by bus or by train, you just put your earbud and start the podcast. That times it's amazing, enjoyable time. Just I added with Sunil and Anita for this.
I have to confess, guys, I never listen to podcasts.
Oh.
I prefer videos, YouTube channel with natives. I told you yesterday, remember, all the time with natives. Because I am subscribed to several teachers from Canada, United States, and of course in UK too. I never hear from podcasts, guys.
But you have
just straight to YouTube and reading. I make my own, you know, I make my own sentences, for example. I create my own content in my mind by reading, speaking, listening. This is a good tip too.
I share with you another technique.
Of course, I love to read books, okay, in English.
Reading is the
is quite important thing because you learn from reading. You learn from reading, okay, from reading.
Okay, Tony, I want to add another point here. Like you probably
don't be long because we need to hear from George, okay?
Yeah, okay. So like you probably know Alan. He is a native speaker from UK, and today, like few years back,
Alan, you mean Alan?
Yeah,
I have spoken with I have spoken with Alan too.
Yeah. So I was talking to him, and he was explaining me a very like interesting fact. Like he was talking about age, like from which point of age you have started learning a language. Like when you are young, like adult. It is more easier for you to acquire that language consciously as well as subconsciously. But when you get older and older, like after 50 or 60, it becomes a little bit harder for that person to acquire that same language. Because Alan has given his own example. Like he is living in like Spain and he is trying to learn the Spanish language, but he isn't be able to learn that language that much proficiently as much as a young mind can do. He was telling me that like it depends, like from which point of age you have started your learning as well. Like if you are too old, that will be a little bit harder for you. But if you are young, like 15, 16 or 20, 25, it is very easy for your mind to grab that language subconsciously as well. And that can be stored to your mind more efficiently and more correctly. So this is my point.
And also depends on your state of mind, Sunil. No matter the age, okay? No matter the age, okay? Your state of mind is everything,
And but you are right, you know, in some points, because it's I think that maybe the older people are more reasoning, you know, than younger, because they can do things or learn things consciously. But sometimes it helps and sometimes it don't help, you know, it depends. And I think that, you know, always believe in yourself, you know, always believe in your, that you can do something. It really helps us, you know, never give up, you know, guys, but because when you create on your mind that you can't do something, you probably don't do it. Yeah, when you believe in yourself that you can do it, you probably more or less you do it less later or sooner or later. And I started learning English at a very early age, so it was impossible for me to continue. So I just come back to this kind of learning as an adult. So I don't know, it helped or not, I'm not sure. But for some reason, I fell in love with English language, and it's still alive, you know. So I'm so curious about learning, and it fascinates me, you know, when I'm reading something in original. Mm-hmm. And I'm so surprised, you know, how they could express things or thoughts or whatever, you know, and I'm so surprised how many words it could be in the sentence, you know, mm-hmm. how many vocabulary, you know, and sometimes even not knowing some of them, I can still understand because of the context, or it's something like our brains create, you know,
patterns.
Yeah, as a whole, the things as a whole, you know, if you have some, you know, maybe some gaps, you know, in your sentence because you don't understand some mm-hmm. sentences, some words, even that you can understand it because it's the way our brains work, and I think that's fantastic tools, you know, and it helps us.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you. Maybe we can discuss another one. You know, it's this topic is similar to the previous one. What do you think? It's a good idea to have a tutor, to have a teacher, or maybe from the beginning it's okay, but in you know, later on it's better to just learn by yourself. What do you think about this concept?
Okay. For the very beginning, I prefer a teacher, but after that, I prefer by myself. Tutor, I don't think so. Let's go to George first. George first, okay?
Okay. As regards my technique, I would say that I'm quite an impatient person. It's very hard for me to concentrate something particular, like reading all day or doing this or listening something else. When I was at classes, for example, like British Council, or it was something different. When I hear to the teacher and I can hear about several words, lots of words during this lesson, like if you add a, the meaning is different. If you add I, it's different, and so on and so forth. I cannot concentrate, and I cannot get these as real words. They are just plain words for me, and for me, this does not have these words any meanings. I always prefer to move on to something example, for example, or something that is related in a real sentence on real life or real event. Because when someone teaches me that you have to do or you should follow something else, okay, I always provide my example. I always provide my own understanding about it, because I need to feel this, as David said, this feeling. If I don't feel the real usage of this word, this is just plain a tool that hangs on the wall, and I don't know the meaning and the usage of this tool. In most cases, the best experience for me of learning language is to watch movies, because I don't only listen these movies, I'm also interested in that movie, and that's why it helps me to concentrate on that kind of stuff. And also it's a good idea to when you are alone at home, or you have your room separately, you can close inside and speak loudly with yourself, because during that time, and it's also a good idea to turn on your telephone voice recorder and also record your speech. And while you are speaking and you are talking with yourself, and then you can listen to your speech after maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow, and you probably see some mistakes, you probably see some pronunciation gaps, etc. And then with on your own example, you can use these real examples that happened over you, that you need to improve in this word or pronunciation, or need to pay attention more attention on that detail. So these three things I follow the most. The first is watching interesting content and in original. Second is to speaking with myself loudly, and the third one is a good technique. Also, I like, and I suggest to who wants to do it. Think just if you are thinking about, I don't know, what are you doing everyday life? You want to prepare some food, maybe you want to drive car, you want to buy some, or you have some plans. Just think in English. Do these plans in English in your mind, because without it, without connecting this knowledge, just learning words does not give you nothing, does not give you anything, because these are just empty words without connection to each other. And if you have computer, if you have internet, but if they aren't connected to each other, you cannot get internet in your computer, because a router is standing alone and computer is standing alone. So you need these connections to make these connections between these words, and this speaking and maybe loudly, and also thinking also in English helps you to manage all this stuff. And that's all. I hate these boring grammar lessons. I know my grammar is not perfect, but I think it's acceptable. And also I can improve this grammar during these conversations, rather than just listening how to put a sentence in the right form, etc. Because it's only maybe good for filling some quizzes, but in real conversation, this just nothing, just blank. That's all.
Yeah, 3 times thumbs up to you, George. I agree with you 100%. Okay, after we done our meetings, I keep talking to myself in my mind with Anita, with Linda, my friends in here, as if it were we keep talking over and over, on and on and on. This is my tip. Yeah.
I was recording my voice in English, as George said. This is good practice, because you pay attention to your voice.
Repeating over again, fix some mistakes, Yes,
it's nice.
Doing this, you can go far away, guys. Yeah, and I repeat again, don't worry about mistakes, guys. Please,
I share on thing. Sometimes I just open the Google Translate, and I said the word.
Nazmul, could you please put your microphone closer? Yeah.
Yeah. Now is it okay?
Yeah, better, much better.
Better.
Sometimes I use the Google Translate.
Okay.
And I pronunciation word. When Google tracking my word, that times I am okay. And whenever Google doesn't tracking my word. That times I'm trying to the correct pronunciation as well as meaning.
And also, guys, download both for you in your keyboard, in your cell phone. English in your mother tongue, okay? Bilingual.
What?
You know, bilingual keyboard. English in your mother tongue.
Is it Google
to correct your mistakes? To correct your mistakes in English.
Just for the typing or speaking as well.
Yeah, I have my keyboard bilingual. You know, English and Portuguese. To correct my mistakes.
For Google Play Store?
And I use Google Translate sometimes, you know.
He asks about Play Store for Android phones.
Yeah.
And for words, I found application. It's available on Play Store, and its name is Word Up or Upword. I suggested it to David, and also it's quite good application because it gives you a reminder every day that it's time to prepare and to know new words. To put in your mind, and also among these options, if there is a word if you don't know, it also gives you opportunity to choose between know and remind me later. And this application always reminds it maybe after 3 days, on 7 days, depends on the choice that you have done. And it is quite good application. If you have free time, sometimes in the morning or in the evening, maybe 10 or 20 minutes, you can use this application. It very helps. And it also has examples. It also has sometimes GIF animations. And it also provides different usage of this word to indicate what kind of differences between, for example, like pick, we can use or cut or something else like this. There are lots of meaning of it and pictures as well.
Anita, please, let's finish with you. We have 5 minutes. I am receiving another guy from Spain,
very briefly, I want to share my personal opinions. So for me, the best way for learning and memorizing is just reading and listening. First, because when I'm reading and I immerse in a language, because I even don't realize that I'm reading in English. So because just it's like creation on my mind, you know, the scene, you know, the action and all these things. And that's fantastic thing, because when you just, you are, you know, unconscious that you're reading in a foreign language, and you just absorb the situation, the action, like, you know, without knowing that you're reading in a foreign language. That's the point, and I love this moment. So I can't even realize that I'm reading in English.
Anita, may I ask you one question?
Yeah.
How do you choose the reading content? Is this, for example, book or article, or how do you choose? Is it acceptable in any kind of book, or do you have some kind of books divided by levels, or how do you choose this kind of stuff?
Nice question.
So first of all, it's my interest and passion, you know, when I'm passionate about something. So I'm searching for, you know, specific articles. For example, I like reading about space, you know, universe. So I just choose this kind. I like, I love to read about, you know, psychological aspects. Yeah, this is another one. And I love fairy tales. So I have my favorite author. His name is Roald Dahl. and he wrote books for children and for adults as well. So I ordered, you know, several positions of this book, and I've just read 3 of them, and they are absolutely fantastic because when I'm reading, I'm laughing at the same time. And there are a lot of vocabulary, for example, like it's called onomatopoeic words even. Then they simulate, you know, the sounds of, you know, of other things like machine or train or something, you know. It's absolutely fantastic. And there are maybe some of the words are maybe useless for me, but I love to, you know, to know.
So favorite topic helps you to inspire.
Yes,
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 and
yes.
That's why I always suggest people who want to learn English better, and they always claim that it's hard to understand native speakers. I always suggest just choose topic that is interesting for you, because
Yes.
You already know the idea of speech. And even if you don't understand every word, you can get some idea, and this idea also helps you to catch the words between these sentences. And yes, it always helps. For me, if I'm watching or listening something like I like the most, I don't need subtitles, I don't need anything. But sometimes if there is a movie like Hollywood movie and different voices, different intonations, okay, here I sometimes use subtitles because the movie is interesting, but not every conversation is understood, is acceptable for my knowledge.
Yeah, it depends on the, you know, on a dialect sometimes, because sometimes it's very difficult. Pronunciation could be different, you know. For example, I'm very keen on British, you know, production, but I found there are a lot of different, you know, accents and the way of pronunciation. So it's sometimes it's very difficult. So for the first time, I always use the subtitles, but of course in English. And then I watch it maybe, so, you know, I watch it to read the same things sometimes 1,000 and 1,000 times again and again. That's my method, you know.
Like me.
It's not only once, it's
like
just
me.
twice, 3 times, you know,
4
and so
times,
on and so
several
on.
I don't
times.
have enough patience, so this is not my cup of tea.
Guys, Anita loves water and Tony loves water. Okay. You know what I mean, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what it means. Anita loves water, Tony loves water. Guys, break 5, okay?
Yeah.
And
we go again, you know, using the same link.
With the other guy from Spain, okay?
Yeah.
He's waiting for us. 5 break, okay? 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5
Bye,
break,
see you in 5 break, okay?
See you.
Adios, amigos.
Adios. Bye now.